Education make a person skilled, trained, capable to perform a job. If someone try to do job without gaining some sort of knowledge, then it will be very hard for them to do that particular job properly. Education provides knowledge and skill to perform any tasks in a job efficiently and effectively. Education helps to develop one's confidence, knowledge, skill, and make one ready to do any type of job. Education makes a direct contribution to production of skilled manpower. So without education, there won't be any profession.
Okay, all of you, please turn on your video camera. The video cameras are not allowed to be turned off uh, because like we don't know, like one or two of them I've been telling are there or not. They might just keep it there and later on it's like a problem. And make sure your full face can be seen. Can you see my full face? Yes, right? All of you, please turn on your video
Yes.
cameras. So last time you saw a few of the like online virtual class rules and regulation also. They were keeping that turning on the camera. Means that's more needed. If it was adult, the case was different, but for school level, this type of things are kept. Okay, school and till at least 11 and 12, I think. After that, it's up to the adult person whether to turn on and whether not to turn on, because they have already invested. It's their own decision. Okay, but for you at school level, you have to turn it on. Please turn it on. So you saw from this quote itself, warm up activity. A fish cannot survive without water, and a profession cannot exist without education. So you're like, as Sanvi told, like you can compare this fish with, if you have to make connection over here, what can you make connection with? Fish with profession or with education, and water with profession or education? Where can you connect?
Education.
Sir, we can connect
Connect
fish to
fish with
Yeah, fish
profession,
profession.
and water with
water.
What
education.
with education?
Okay, so fish is profession and water is education. Means fish cannot survive without water and profession cannot exist without education. So that's what you are trying to say. Like a fish, if you see, with since fish is a aquatic animal, it needs water. Okay, it's not an amphibian which can live both in land and water. Okay, like in science we have already studied a little bit of science from my side also, because I also studied science during school time to now. So if you explain from that perspective, like fish has to live in water. So if fish cannot survive without water, and same way like profession, also people cannot get profession or job or occupation if they don't have education. So this is what it has been trying to tell over here. Okay? Like water is the home of fish. If there won't be water, there won't be fish, as fish can't survive without water. Similarly, education is like water and profession is like the fish. Education makes a person skilled, trained, capable to perform a job. That's what we have been telling. What is the importance of education? What is the importance of social studies? What is the importance of OBT before we begin? So that you know why you have to study that. Okay, if it is for you, if you think you're going to land in that field, then this type of education is important. Okay, that subject is important. If someone tries to do a job without getting some sort of education, then it will be very hard for them to do the job properly, because if they don't have that skill, they cannot perform those occupation. Like if a teacher cannot teach, because like even here before I teach you, I had to go through certain years of education, school, college. Without that I couldn't come and do my job. I also myself had to get educated for this. Like if it is a person without education, then you will see the people, like if the way they teach, like in some of like social media itself, you can see what type of wrong things they are teaching, what type of simple things. Even at the school level they make so mistake. Even in government school, I don't know how they got appointment and recruitment. Like is it corruption or is it favorism, or is it nepotism? Exactly, also we don't understand. That is a very basic level for school level, that they are teaching without even having that much knowledge. I'm not trying to say teachers are here to just give out knowledge only and store all the information in you. It's to make sure that students do it, that you are involved and you learn it, okay, rather than the teacher just lecturing and going. That's why I'm trying my best to make sure you are the ones doing it and you are the ones remembering all the activities. Okay, teacher should be more or less like a facilitator. That's what I'm trying to make myself into also most of the time. So this is what like people have to get educated to do any occupation. Education provides us knowledge and skill to perform any task in a job efficiently and effectively. That's what we have been telling, because if they are with proper training and skill, they can work efficiently and effectively. Some of the people might be very effective. They know all the knowledge and skill, but they might be slow in working. Like one of my feedback itself, okay? Effective, but not efficient at times. Me also. Means my effectiveness is little more better than efficiency, I think. I have most of the skills to knowledge, but efficient way. Sometimes I also tend to take the course so slow that it doesn't finish on time, or the work little slow and it doesn't get finished on time. I have to work little extra hours. I'm just telling, okay, which I'm trying to work also, because I have to also do reflection. What is my problem? Where am I lagging that I'm taking more time to prepare things? Okay, so that's I told from my side also, okay, because I have to also be reflecting how things are going in my life, like how am I doing, what I need to work on, what I need to improve on. So if a person is really educated, then they are going to work very efficiently and effectively. Education, same way, government also needs to be efficient and effective, a part of good governance. They have to work effectively, plus at the time they can't take the development very slow. If they do it very slow, then the development also doesn't take place, if you compare in terms of social studies. So education helps to develop one's confidence, knowledge, skills, and makes one ready to do any type of job. Once you are confident with education and training and everything, then you get the confidence to do that work. Like facing the classroom, if the teacher doesn't know the answer, then the teacher itself might not be confident, right, to tell the answer. The teacher says confidently because the teacher is confident with the answers, but at times maybe little monotonous because of working little more. Okay, so education makes the person confident, like they are confident to do that work. They can work confidently. They don't feel shy. If you see in college level, they are studying already in master's level, and normally they are 25 years to 30 years. If they have to present itself, they don't have that confidence to present in front of the class. They take it as it is so much burden because their schooling is such a way where they did not do enough presentation. That's why I think, because I have been close with them, whether it be a boy or girl, that's the thing. So confidence, all these things can be built up itself, like when you start getting education to everything. So knowledge, skills, knowledge I've been always saying right now, based on knowledge, I've been talking of the concept. Based on skills, or different social skills, collaboration skills, technical skills, IT skills, to various skills, okay? And it makes them people to do any type of job. So education makes a direct contribution to the production of skilled manpower, a skilled human resource, sorry for this. So without education, there won't be profession. Even if they are doing, they will not be so efficient. So this is what is meant by that. So here we just wanted to make sure that you start working a little on critical thinking skills also. Every time you can't expect in the exam that everything was told by the teacher. Sometimes teacher might not have enough time to brief them or finish them in the class. Okay, so even if it comes, you have to learn to at least attempt it based on like critical thinking. In whole life, everything is not going to come exactly in life what you did in the school. Things will keep on changing. Things change. So best thing is just to use your critical thinking skills, creative skills as well, like what I've written. Just make sure that later on we'll go more into it. Later on in exact things as well, just to make sure you're using your critical thinking skills. Okay, any question in that quotation?
No, sir.
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay, please write that in your own words, what I told right now. I might post this slide later on but after the lesson is finished, as a reference, maybe once we start another lesson. Right now, so you have to write down in your own words, okay, rather than me dictating and focusing on rote learning. Later on, you might get the answers in my site for social studies also, but right now I cannot focus on giving you exact note to memorize. Okay, did you finish writing that? Whatever I told? You can write what I told also. You can write what is your perspective, what is your point of view also. Okay, if you think I need to move on to the next topic, you can raise your hand. Virtual hand is enough for me. I can see you, everyone. Okay, more or less, like, I don't want to speed up too much in all the lessons. Only when there's lack of time management, I will be trying to rush. Okay, so our next topic is based on itself. Another quote also. This you don't have to do in the copy. Let's just discuss only. So just few quotes, like little out of the box. People told, but if we go out of the box, I felt like it's best to go with the objective of graded course, because we have to appear for BLE. We cannot go too much out of the box. But at least if it is with the same objective, it's best to go out of the box with the same objective as it's written in the national curriculum. Always trying to focus on the objectives. Okay, can someone explain that by looking at that? You don't have to write it down. Little thinking skills, creative. Not me speaking fully every time. Someone, can you explain? Okay, you can raise an hand if you're ready to explain that. Similar quote.
Education is fundamental of occupation because you need at least a basic education in order to prepare for any occupation. Without education, you'll not be able to perform taxes. Sorry.
Sir, hello.
Hello, sir.
Yes, Sanvi, I can hear you. I'm sorry for speaking without the mic on. I turned off the mic thinking yes, the sound might come to you. Okay, I heard what was already told. So you can see it's like we are making connection between education and occupation. One of the concept itself we told, like in based on knowledge. Based on knowledge, if you have to see the essential elements, we have a concept. Like based on that concept, we are making connection over here. So making connection between education and occupation. So far, you already understood. Without proper education, you cannot get either proper occupation, or either you might not be able to even get a occupation even. So like yeah, so you need education, even if like wherever you see these days, even to go abroad, you can see there's a minimum qualification saying SE, not like in the past.
Yes, sir.
Although they might be within the country working, but if they have to go out, because they might have problem in communication because of language. If they're not well educated, maybe it's difficult for them to at least communicate even in international language, English. Even if they know English language, some countries don't speak at all, or they don't hesitate. They might even hesitate. But at least before going, even if they have that minimum qualification of SE, then they are asked to go through that language training. If they have to go to Japan, they have to take that Japanese language and go. If they're going to German, they have to take that German. Only English might not work. Only in English speaking countries, they are going to check even if you're going for student visa, They're going to check the IELTS, US TOEFL or IELTS both accepted. Even if they are going for permanent residence PR or to anything in other, if it's English speaking, IELTS will be checked. Okay, so you can see why like education is really important within the country. Like even if they are not much educated, they have to be able to like survive, so they are allowed to work also. But if they have to go out, they have to have the minimum criteria. Wherever whatever job you see, you will see that minimum qualification. Like let's say Rajashri Gurukul is hiring teachers. If they are expecting a teacher, they'll write that education level below there: minimum bachelor's, minimum master's for secondary, or minimum whatever is qualification, this many years of experience, 3 to 5 years of experience if it's a reputed school, if it's a grade school, right? So you can see different criteria. Along with that, you can see the education also is already mentioned. And maybe few of the ones who are just beginning, they might just allow freshers to start, even if it is their first year of teaching. So why that's why like education is the like needed for all occupation. So this is the very basic for most of the occupation. Okay, so that was about showing the fundamental of occupation. And next thing, education opens door to everything in terms of having a career and impact on society and not being a slave to your job really. Okay, so this is what I just kept best quoted quote what I could find in the internet, just to make sure. Like some of the time I cannot maybe find exact very famous person, but it makes like very good sense that it is a door to most of the thing. Like they say in the past, SSC used to be the golden gate. Nowadays, minimum it has to be +2 already. I think minimum, like it's itself a school level. So if you have to want to have any career, if you want to have any impact, it's all based on education. And there was one quote also, I think I didn't keep that here, right? I had kept over it. Okay, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Nelson Mandela. So if we have about Nelson Mandela in grade 8 social studies as well as one of the international personalities topic from the past till now. So this is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. If you want to change the world, means we need to have education. Because of education, we are going to get all various ways of thinking to everything, not rote learning like parrot only. So that's why like education is very important. I had some infographics over here based on education, income, and occupation in the US, although it might be outdated. Just to understand the concept, this is based on 2006. There are no other infographics, but you can just see how they're making a connection between like based on education, what is the difference in income averagely. It doesn't mean all the people who have higher education, PhD to everything, it's not sure they are going to earn, but on average stat you can see. Okay, some of them might be having higher degree, but they might not be doing good. Some might be having lower degrees in terms of academic degrees, but they are more like skilled. That's why they might be able to work, because although they have lower knowledge, their skills might be better because they have all those different skills, managerial skill to everything, isn't it? If they have managerial skill but they don't have education also, it works out, because manager means they have to either manage or a leader or whatever it is. Okay, so you can just see what is the importance, and our objective as a teacher is to just also make sure that you know what is the importance of education. Education means little more quality education. Okay, so native US citizens was based on some data like different it can be shown. That's what I already told based on looking at all the journals, but I didn't find that, and that would be little boring for you to see the research paper. And I just picked out infographics things which is easier to understand. So you can see the income if they are non-citizens, how much they are earning. Okay, like management, in service, sales, farming, in different areas, how much they're earning: 13%, 42%. Whereas naturalized US citizens, their earning is more in US, because one of the things is it might look like little discrimination because they are trying to make a difference between their citizen and others. Sometimes you can see people sharing from US also, like little discrimination even in COVID times for the Asians, thinking they are the ones carrying that. It's not that totally they are also out of discrimination. It's not that they are also totally, they have no corruption. Only the thing is their corruption index might be low than countries like ours. If we say like last time itself, when I checked out Norway, New Zealand, I mean so Denmark, mainly Denmark, this type of countries are having very low corruption index. Whereas US itself, there is corruption, but not as high as Nepal. Nepal is, let's say, below the passing grade of 50. If you say, if you have to do that index, it's almost like in 30. Okay, and if it's highest is 90, means if it's the best, they get 100, right? Means if they have no corruption at all, they get 100. But they also have, that's why it's showing 90. But ours is showing 30 because we are, our data and everything done by Transparency International to everything, they have kept it at around that. So some sort of things are also over there in their little type of thing. It's not 100% accurate. So if it is native US citizens, so in various sectors, it has been showing education, income, and occupation. Same way, different things. Based on bachelor's and above, how much they're earning, associate or trade school, high school diploma, how much they're earning. So averagely, bachelor's and above, 14.6 million over here in 1973. 2007, 41.8. In 2018, 48.1. So that's the data which you can just see. You don't need this data, but it's just to show you some facts so that you can understand whatever we're doing, are they really real, are they worth it or not. Okay, trade school like 10.9, little less here, little more in this 2007. So based on trade school, so high school diploma, so based on that, how much is there is been shown over here. So importance of education. Okay, so that was about trying to show. So I'm going to show you a few more job portal sites where it's showing you education needed. Okay, like let's say if we have to go to UN site, let's say UNG, I don't know what sites are there, different sites are there. Let me share you my entire screen just to show you the importance of education and occupation, so that you know, like exactly. I cannot open all of them. Like let's say here I itself, let's there this is site over here. I don't. Okay, meanwhile, different job portal site. Okay, psc.gov.nt. This is a site for government job. Public Service Commission, Lok Seva Ayog. This is where most of the jobs from government office has been kept. So vacancies itself, if you see, you will see their criteria have been kept over there. The things might not be here. Okay, I'm just okay, here you can see various vacancies here, and if you go down, this is based on like internal evaluation. Okay, like how they and even that they have experience over there. It's been written there. Little let's go in open. Okay, in open only they'll show that education level here. Okay, this one is for, I'll not show all of them. This is showing for non-technical. Okay, non-technical means all those in government offices like CDO, Khardar, all this type of people. And then this is open competition. You can see various criteria. This is needed in social inclusiveness for us later on. But for now, let's just show in न्यूनतम योग्यता. Can you see? मान्यता प्राप्त शिक्षण संस्थाबाट SLC वा सो सर. SLC वा सो सर because this is Khardar level. For Khardar is showing SLC. And if they have to go for NASU, it will ask for at least minimum grade 12 and having certain marks in that. And same way for Adhikrit and officer is going to ask minimum bachelor's. So that's why you can see the importance of education. Are you clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
So,
sir.
there's already time. So I will give you this work based on the same group itself. You can do this for and submit within certain days. Okay, I'll give you that deadline itself there. Maybe based on various projects, persons related to public services, make a table showing relation between occupation and education. Like I showed for government jobs. So just try to make something which shows the importance between occupation and education. Okay, is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I think then with that we'll conclude with the first lesson. Too many activities in the same topic is, I think, too much also. Okay, are you clear about occupation as education?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, class.
Yes,
Okay,
Bye.
thank you.
thank you, sir.
Bye. If you have any confusion, you can come around.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Bye, sir.
Bye bye, sir.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.